Hi there everyone, welcome to Wednesday's inquiry lesson. And the WALT for today is we're going to understand the importance of recycling. Okay, let's get started then. So what does recycling mean? Why should we recycle and how can your actions make a difference? Okay, we're going to try and answer those questions today. So what harms our world? So have a think, you can make some notes on your paper, but currently what harms our world? Next question I want you to think about. What makes our world better? So what could we do perhaps to make it better? And then finally, what does it mean to be an active citizen? Okay, so 3 questions for you just to consider there. So what harms our world? Be interesting to know what you came up with, but humans, we are probably the biggest cause of pollution and damage on the planet. Deforestation, cutting trees down, polluting the environment, okay, through fuel, through plastic waste. How can we make our world better? Well, human beings make the world better. Looking after our animals would make the world better. Humans putting rubbish in the bin and tidying up behind themselves would make the world a better place. And an active citizen, can you be an active citizen? Can you be one of those people to make a difference? So how can children make the world a better place? So we've got Greta here. Okay, is definitely an example of a child who's trying her absolute best, a very influential figure in the world at the moment. But how can we make the world a better place? Well, there's several things you can do, boys and girls. Okay, we can stand up for our rights. We can stand up and be heard. Okay, we need to think about trying to make the world a better place for you and for your children when they grow up. Okay, and it's in your hands to do that. This is a video about what can be recycled. Unfortunately, I can't play videos. I found that out earlier in the week when I played a video and tried to then share it via Dojo, and I got done for copyright. So what I'll do is I'll go for the PowerPoint. I'll leave the links up for the videos for you to watch after. Okay, but what is recycling? So this is a really good model to go through recycling. Okay, so you'll hear these words quite a lot. So you've got reduce, dispose, reuse, and recycle. So reduce at the top of our upside down pyramid. Okay, we want to reduce the amount of waste that we're producing. We want to reuse our waste as much as possible. So instead of throwing it in the bin, can we use it? Can we make something with it? We want to recycle our waste. Okay, most of our waste can be recycled, but we need to ensure that we are recycling. Okay, and that includes food waste too. And are we disposing our waste correctly? Okay, so some true or false statements here. So why do you recycle? It takes less energy to make things with recycled materials. True or false? So as I read through these, you can either put a T or an F next to it, okay, or just say your answer in your head. It's true. It uses up natural resources that we don't need. True or false? It's false. It protects natural environments and wildlife. Oh, sorry, I'm going for that one. It saves energy and natural resources. Okay, it's true. Then we're left with, it means more rubbish is put into landfills. It reduces carbon emissions, helping to stop climate change, and it protects natural environments and wildlife. So this, of course, is false. Okay, we don't put more rubbish in landfills by recycling. Recycling prevents us from doing as much of this, which is what we want. It protects natural environments and wildlife. We're protecting these animals, again, these plants. We're not destroying them because we are recycling. And it reduces carbon emissions, helping to stop climate change. That's also true. Okay, so many reasons of why we recycle. What can we recycle? So we can recycle paper like newspaper cans. Okay, other cans and glass bottles. Okay, such as deodorant bottles, shampoo bottles, uh, wine, any sort of glass jars, plastic bottles, toilet roll holders, cardboard boxes, foil. Okay, just some examples. So what can we recycle in our area? Actually, in our area, we're pretty good at recycling. We can recycle most things compared to some other councils. I'll share this after, but you can click on your recycling locator and it'll tell you exactly what you can recycle in Bristol. But we know we can, in Bristol we have food waste, so we can recycle food waste. Okay, this also massively reduces the amount of waste going to landfill by doing this. I'll be honest with you, I've only been recycling food waste for a year now, and we were finding that our bins were overflowing and we were producing too much rubbish. And since recycling and food waste, the rubbish that we're throwing away in our black bin has reduced by half. So it's definitely worth doing. We don't have bins like this, but we have boxes. So we have a green box where we put our, I'm trying to think now, plastics and tins. Okay, we have a big blue bag to put all our cardboard in. We have a black box to put all of our glass and paper in. So yeah, and of course food waste too. So lots that we can do to recycle. So, excuse me, what can and can't be recycled? So these things are never recyclable. Okay, so these are the things we need to try and avoid using as much as possible because they end up in landfill waste sites, and some of these things take hundreds of years just to try and decompose. So bubble wrap, ceramics, laminated paper, wood, mirrors, paper with metallic glitter or velvet on it, so I'm thinking like wrapping paper, toxic containers, okay, so some things that can't be recycled, things like paint for instance, okay. Greasy containers can't be recycled, so it's really important you do clean out your containers and your jars when you do recycle, otherwise they won't take them. Stickers, sellotape, plastic toys, although these can be reused, okay, but instead of throwing your toys away, can you drop it to charity shops? Okay, can you send it there's lots of charities that need toys, okay, or schools and places like that. Nappies. This is the big one. This is the one that I really struggle with because having a 1-year-old child, we get through a lot of nappies, and I also really bad thinking it's going in the bin. So we're going to have a go. We've made the decision. We're going to have a go at trying to use reusable nappies just to try and reduce how much we are throwing away, the waste that we're producing. And then things like pouches, cat litter, toothpaste tubes, cotton wool, tissues, and bricks. All these things can be recycled. These things sometimes can be, depending on your recycling area. Okay, and again it says check your recycling locator, just to check. So what do we know if something, so how do we know if something can be recycled? Well, on the back you will see the following signs. So this symbol is on the back of items that can be recycled in some parts of the UK. It's up to you to check whether it can be recycled in your area. This means it's not yet able to be recycled. So if it's not yet able to be recycled in most parts of the country, you will see this sign. This sign here, this means an item is made of recyclable material. Okay, so the item that you purchase is solely made by recyclable material, which is great. We want to see lots of this. We want to see more of this, in fact. This lovely green symbol tells us that it's widely recycled. Okay, so things like most cardboard and glass bottles on the back, if you look closely, you'll see this sign, which tells you it can be recycled in most parts of the UK. And then this is the green dot symbol. This symbol is used by companies which have paid money to help with recycling efforts in Europe, but it doesn't mean that the item is recyclable. So quite often, a lot of items that are non-recyclable, multi-corporations such as Coca-Cola, for instance, will put this on the back of their products to say that they pay to help recycling across the world. but their product might not be recyclable. So that's all well and good, but how about making your product recyclable in the first place? Might be more beneficial. And in this here, this is your tidy man, okay, which is you'll see everywhere, and it's part of a campaign called Keep Britain Tidy, and it's just to encourage people to put their rubbish in the bin. And most bins now in public have recycling as part of it as well. So it's not just a black bin nowadays. If you're walking along the street, usually you'll have the option to recycle too. So this is a video about recycling. Like I said, I can't play the videos, so I'll leave all the links for you to go through after. So how do you recycle your glass, food, paper, plastic and metal at home? So here's some videos of how you recycle. Recycling glass, step by step. This is what happens, okay? It's crushed and any contaminants are removed, such as labels, okay, or bits of food. It's sorted by colour. It's mixed with other materials depending on how the new glass will be used. It's then melted in the furnace and then it's moulded or blown into new bottles or jars ready to be used again. And the video shows this if you want to see the videos after. Recycling paper, again there's a video link, excuse me. Once paper is collected and taken to be reprocessed, this is what happens. Again, it's sorted by colour and quantity. Pulped in a tank containing water and chemicals. Screened to filter out all the debris, things like paper clips or staples. Cleaned and coloured. Sprayed onto a mesh to form a sheet. It's then pressed and heated and dried using rollers and stored in rolls until they are ready to be used. Recycling plastics is the video for that one. In a nutshell, it's sorted from other recyclable materials because it's usually mixed in with tins and things like that. Cleared and sorted by plastic type, using an advanced technology to do that. Again, it's sorted by colour, blue, clear, green and so on. It's then shredded, washed, melted and reformed into pellets. These pellets can then be used to make new plastic items. For even things like clothes, furniture, bottles and containers. Video explains how to recycle food. But once food is collected, it's recycled in one of two ways. There's two ways of doing this. Either in vessel composting, so it involves mixing food waste with garden waste. It's then shredded and composited in an enclosed system for around 2 to 4 weeks. Temperatures of 70 Celsius speed up the process and ensure any harmful microbes are killed off. It is then left outside to mature for further 1 to 3 months before going on to be used as soil conditioner. So it's then used within to help us grow new food. Or anaerobic digestion. This is where you use microorganisms to break down food waste inside an enclosed item. As the food breaks down, it gives off methane, which is collected and converted into biogas. The biogas is used to generate electricity, heat and fuel. Okay, so a really good way of creating energy. It also creates a nutrient-rich fertilizer for agriculture and in land generation, so it's quite often used for farming. Here's a video for how you recycle metal. Once metal is collected and taken to be reprocessed, it's sorted amongst other recyclable materials again, a bit like plastic. Then it's sorted by metal types using magnets that come and just magnetically, let's close that one, magnetically pick them up, okay, certain metals to separate them. Forms into blocks and shredded into small pieces, heated to remove decoration. Then it's melted in the furnace, poured into moulds, again a bit like plastic, and then it's cooled. It's then rolled into thin sheets, ready to be used again. So the way we untwist my tongue. The way we recycle metal and plastic are very similar. The process is very similar. Okay, let's skip to now. So how can you get involved and help your community to recycle more and recycle better? Be an active citizen and help make our world better now and in the future. Get your voice heard. So there's lots of, this website's really cool. There's lots of packs and things that you can do to really push recycling. But for you guys, the best way to start is just by making sure you and your family recycle as best as possible at home and that we recycle as best as possible in school. So your activity, it says in groups, that's for the children in school. Okay, you guys are going to do this on your own. Create your own recycling classification chart and sort the items into groups. How many different ways can you sort these items? And then your extension, so you can do this with your recycling that you've got at home. Otherwise, if you haven't got any recycling at home, what you can do is just think of items as an examples, okay, of what you could recycle, and you can either draw them or write them down, such as shampoo bottles or cereal boxes. And in your extension, write a summary of how you can recycle at home and make recommendations of how your family can improve their recycling habits. So I've got my example at the bottom. Okay, talk about that I do all the following. So I'm really good at recycling, but we throw around 7 to 8 nappies a day in the bin, which is really bad for the environment. So to reduce the waste that we're producing, we're going to have a go at using reusable nappies. So can you come up with a top tip or a way that you and your family can improve how you recycle at home? And that is it from me, guys. Good luck with that. I look forward to seeing your work later. Bye.